Last night I had a dream. A sea of bricks and a window like no other. As I stared at the window, something happened. My heart filled with wonder, and my brain filled with questions.
Is it not written, "Ask, and ye shall receive"?
Is that the baby Jesus, or an aborted fetus? And what of Mary? What is my attraction? I listen, and she says,
Adam, wake up.
This month on Adam Miner Investigates, the Virgin Mary in Milton.
I don't even know my friend's name anymore because I'm looking at
She's so beautiful.
I know where hips are bare.
That's the one.
Hi, I'm here at Milton Hospital. I'm undercover as a religious personality. I don't think it's a hoax myself, but do you see it as possibly someone did this to draw attention to the hospital? Or do you think it is a naturally occurring phenomenon, or it is of a spiritual or supernatural?
The word came of the spiritual dimensions when people started reacting to it. Because all of a sudden people came with different beliefs and different hopes. Because somebody came, I saw some lady out here yesterday with her handicapped young man. And she was bringing him to the wall very devoutly and going to lay hands on the wall and pray. At that point, it's not about the window anymore. It's about what they're exercising as far as faith and then in a wall or a window or an apparition. Because from a biblical point of view, there are things called lying signs, lying wonders, where it will actually draw people's attention away from the true and living God.
My name is Mary Lanning.
And what is your book here? What is this about?
My book actually is a gift, and it was a journal that my daughter-in-law hand-bound and made for me for Mother's Day. And I decided I would only write happy thoughts in it. So I would only write thoughts about my grandchild. And then about a week ago, last Sunday, I came up to write a poem. I thought I would truly be inspired to write something prophetic, you know. And I was blithering like an idiot, you know, nothing would just come. And Finally, I gave up and I was walking away, and this lady said, "May I sign the registry, please?" And I said, "Sure." So we have about 1,000 names now. They come as far away as New Zealand, Venezuela, Australia, Cambodia, and Jamaica, Paris, Spanish, French. So this thing is kind of grown to a life of itself. And I just stand here, and people just come from all over, and they just sign the book.
How do you feel here, being here under this window and seeing this?
I'm humbled by it, quite frankly.
I know there's been some controversy surrounding this because of another window that reportedly had a fetus in it. And
That is true.
yes, what do you feel that is possibly why the Madonna is?
I wouldn't presume to know what the Madonna wants. That would be bold of me. But around the corner here, there was a window on the second floor, and there was an image that one could interpret as a fetus in a mother's womb. But I personally, I could see that, but I could also see a different profile of the Madonna, the head and shoulders. So that has now dissipated, or I think they took the window out. I'm not quite sure. Thank you. Yes. I know you're going to edit that. Would you send me a copy?
See, I'm not the best artist in the world, but I'm trying to give you an idea.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Now, up about the...
You want to sign, Rose?
Up here is the trial of pond, right up here. And his blood from here is part of the eye here.
If you speak any other language, I can English.
My wife went here, she can sign a couple, but I can't do that.
That's all right. English is good enough. Our Lady knows tomorrow. Thanks very much. Thank you.
I'm a veteran of World War II in the U.S. Navy. I've always been devoted to the Blessed Mother. I thank her for getting back alive. I've served many days during that war. I'm very fortunate I got back, as many others. But always been devoted, as I say, to the Blessed Mother, and I think she's got me back here as well as others. And I think there's a message here, and people of faith will see that message. They'll see the vision. If they have the faith, they'll just increase their faith. But she's here for a purpose. There is a message, and the message is peace.
It's a supernatural imprint of Our Lady, really sending the messages about Jesus. Everything's Jesus. She doesn't come for her glory; she comes for her Son's glory.
But the hospitals were primarily a place of ministry, of people to get healed. And now it seems to be turned around to be used as like a killing station. They want to do abortions.
I think it's significant that this occurred at a hospital where they are performing abortions and that type of thing. And I believe very shortly that's going to come to an end here.
And back then too, they were one of the pagan sacrifices that they were offering up the unborn. They were actually killing them and offering them to the god of Molech. So she came pregnant, and in that image, she looks like she's pregnant and she's holding a baby.
This is about abortion, I have to tell you the truth.
Her main message is one of the greatest sins is abortion. She's telling us over and over, and unfortunately, it's not being picked up on the news that much because the news is secular. So what can you do?
This Saturday, that's why this Saturday. I don't know if I can come back tomorrow night. Yeah, it's Salem Willows. It's the National Walkathon. Thank you. You're welcome. For life, for the unborn.
Chimney this way, not too far from the top. It's black. And a little ways down, you see a white cross. 4 days ago it showed up. Where is it? On the chimney. Right here? Yeah, big chimney.
It was 4 days ago. This image was on the Fox 25 News, as a matter of fact. And they were saying how it's false, it's not true, and this is, if this is what people want to believe, then that's fine. We came in early afternoon, it was maybe, 6 or so, late afternoon. And I says to my mother, I says, we gotta go. I says, it looks pretty bad out here. The girl dropped to her knees after seeing a bolt of lightning, which I thought was thunder. And she's pointing at the chimney saying, the cross, the cross. I thought she was demented. So I said to my mother, yeah, the boat, the boat. My mother says, look, she's crying. And we look at her and she's still pointing at the chimney. There it was.
Okay, everyone.
And what direction is it facing? But the direction of his mother?
Say amen in the end.
See it? She sees it now. Thank God.
Little path that sticks out a little bit.
Yeah, it's below the cabin. There's a lot of cabin up there from. I don't know if they still use that chimney, but in the past, the carbon is accumulated. Below it is a light part of the brick.
You got it. You got it, right?
Somebody tell me.
I wish I had a hill here. I could draw right over it. Then you'd see it right away.
Go ahead.
It's graffiti. That's Jesus graffiti. My name's Philip Joyce.
I was wondering what you're taking from this exactly. Being here under this window and under the chimney, and the message that you're receiving from this.
The message is the perennial message from the very beginning. That he died for us and he died for us. The interesting thing, they mentioned the cross when they first looked up there. When I came here a few days ago, they mentioned the cross. I did not, I saw what looked like a cross, but I saw him first, the crucified Christ. Because the blood is going from his forehead into his left eye. And I saw that. Now, I didn't think of the connection between the cross and the crucifix, because that's what he was hanging on, a cross. And I saw that first. The thing it means to me, this is about abortion, I have to tell you the truth. A lot of people don't want to accept this, but the fact is this. There was a window here that they took out. You know about that, don't you?
I've heard about this, yes.
It was the fetus. Now, the fetus would be in the womb. There was a picture of the womb. They took it out. They removed it and put another window in there.
Really?
So they know the story. They know what it's about.
Why did they leave the Madonna?
Because that's not focusing in on what the problem is. The problem is this hospital is going to merge with 5 or 6 more and it's doing abortions. That's what it's doing, okay? There's a second meaning in here. Mary has more than one. George Bush and his family were born in this town. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yes, they were born in this town. The senior. His sister still lives in this town. Now, when George Bush has a bill in Congress right now. It's going through the House. I don't know if it's completely through the Senate. It might be. But George Bush has told the right to life is it's a bill that will stop abortions being in the 8th and 9th month being done. Okay. He promised the right to life is he'd sign that bill, George Bush Sr. Just at this time, this appears, and the baby in the womb, in the fetus, they removed it. So she's taking a shot in 2 areas. She's telling George Bush to sign that bill, but also she knows that they're going to merge with this place to do abortions. And this is saying, no, don't do it.
If you go all the way back to the 1500s up till now, there's been a lot of approved apparitions in the church. Guadalupe, Fatima, Lourdes, La Salette, Akita. There's been one in Korea, Ukraine, the one in South America.
Yugoslavia.
What's the one in Yugoslavia?
Venezuela.
Venezuela. Before these things, the church sometimes studies these things for 20, 30 years before they're approved. And then once they're approved, it's not that they're trying to force anyone to believe it, but a lot of supernatural graces come from it. Physical healings, supernatural healings, not natural healings, supernatural healings, medical, physical. In Clearwater, Florida, there was a huge bank window. I have actually pictures of it. I know a lot of people have been down there, and it was probably, 10 times the size of this thing.
It's still there.
It's still there.
It's still there.
They tried to wash the window, they removed the window, put a new window in, and she put it again.
She came in, and so the bank turned into a shrine.
Yeah, so they think they shut the thing down.
Humor.
Yeah, and
now, when this thing broke out about the priest and all that, I know that was a good thing, because I'll tell you why. there was something wrong there, and something had to be done about it. But a lot of the people who were pushing this, it wasn't because of that at all. They were angry at the church over abortion, or angry at Cardinal Law because he took a strong stand against abortion. Now they found a way to get back at him. Some people were sincere, a lot were not sincere. The media pushed it. Sometimes they were unfair. Now, we've seen it happen in history. I can go down history and I say, the media's next. And now she's going to go after the media. Watch, she'll go after the media. The media's her next victim.
I'll be watching.
The head. The heel will go right in the head.
The Book of Revelations, it says that there was a woman who was clothed with the sun meaning Jesus, the Son of glory, and she has the power to crush the serpent, which is the devil. You know.
Just so you know, I'm born again. I grew up Catholic, but I'm born again Christian. I'm fascinated by this whole thing, the whole response of the people out here to I don't know exactly how to characterize it, but I'm just fascinated by the whole response myself.
So what are you taking from this? What is your impression of the window and of the chimney? What are you getting out of this? What are you taking from this?
My belief is it could be it's a phenomenon, but whether it's supernatural or natural, I'm not sure myself. But what I'm really looking at is the response of the people to it. And it goes to a point where they're coming and they're exercising faith. And that faith, when they start exercising, is actually producing something. Because I see people going to the wall in desperation and they're looking for an answer. And from the Christian background, I grew up Catholic, so I understand the significance of praying to statues and praying to intercessors, saints, and stuff like that. But when I became a born-again Christian, Jesus became the mediator between God and us as God's children. And so the sadness I have, and there's a sense of sadness I have, is that people will go pray at a wall when they can pray in the bedroom directly to God.
And it's a wonderful thing. And may I add, and this is very important, this hospital is a private hospital, and it's private grounds room, and they have not closed it to the public, and they allow us to come here from 5:30 to 8:30 to pray, and we're in the middle of a residential area, so they could stop us, but they don't. So what we were doing initially we were coming in the morning, staying all day, and then we're staying until 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. And the doctors had no place to park. The visitors had no place to park. And we were crowding this facility. And so the hospital representative and the president of this hospital decided to keep it down to several hours, from 5:30 to 8:30. But the problem with that is they're all coming in that length of time, and it's a bit too much. Plus, they've gone to the expense of hiring extra security. So the hospital deserves a lot of credit.
your land, Lord. We all said, amen.